Okay, I think we'll go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Curriculum Community of Practice. I'm Miley Ray from CHSR, and today we have two special guests from OCFS, Maggie Fiacci and Claudia Miranda Julian, who are going to talk about two draft safety sheets, holding baby and medical advocacy, and to try to solicit your feedback on these safety sheets. They'll be sharing them, and also they're attached to the invite if you'd like to take a look at them on your own computer. Um, and we'll have a whiteboard discussion where everybody can post their thoughts and suggestions. And then we'll also talk a little bit at the end to ask you about what other topics might be useful for you in the future. So uh, without further ado, I will turn it over to Maggie and Claudia.
Thank you, Miley. Hi, everybody. I also just popped the first sheet. We'll be talking about holding baby into the chat if that's easier for folks to open up. I'm gonna go ahead and open a whiteboard. And hopefully folks are able to see. Um, whiteboard with some instructions on how to add sticky notes and just our discussion questions we'll be using today. And I see lots of people in here. So before we get started, I just wanted to go over really quickly a couple ways that you can engage with sort of the feedback conversations. So there's a couple different ways that sticky notes can be added. If you like to use like keyboard shortcuts, you can hit Shift and then N, and you'll see sort of like a sticky note pop up. You can select the color that you want, and then you'll be able to click anywhere on the screen, and then you'll see a sticky note created. I see, yeah, there you go. Say people trying it out. Um, you can also, you should have like a ribbon of sort of options on the left-hand side of your screen. There's a little sticky note option about halfway down. You can click that, select the color you want to use, and then once you have selected the color, you can click anywhere on the screen and you'll see a sticky note can be added that way. So that's just a couple different ways to try that out. Um, you can also it works. I see someone's writing. You can also feel free to add things into the chat if that's easier. Claudia is going to be sort of keeping an eye on it, calling things out as they come through there. So if the sticky notes feel too complicated, that's also an option. All right. All right, I'm gonna move us forward. The first sheet we're gonna talk about today is the holding baby sheet. And I know Miley shared these ahead of time, but I thought we would just take, a minute or so for folks to, it's here on the screen. Folks can take a look at it again. And then once like we have a chance to refresh, we can start working through these discussion questions. We'll just give just 1 minute in case folks didn't have a chance to look at it beforehand.
It's feeling a little too small for folks. There's
Okay.
a bar at the bottom right where you can increase the size, and as it gets bigger, then it'll create a scroll bar that runs from right to left. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, good tip. Thank you, Claudia. All right. So I think we'll start just top to bottom. The first question is just getting a sense from what's on this sheet. This sheet is focused on, the different stages of development and how to properly hold baby and engage with baby, while they're sort of growing through these newborn to toddler stage. So we're curious, how useful this information feels. Does it feel relevant to conversations you're having with families? Things like that.
What was your comment, Holly?
It was the purple sticker that said about should there be a
The
comment
drum.
about avoiding holding hot drinks, cigarettes, other cautions?
Yes, you totally did that right. The only thing I did
Okay.
was change the color
Okay.
just for our
I'm not
sake.
that advanced. I couldn't figure that out.
All right,
But
I see
yes,
someone say
and people are agreeing with you. You see the little hearts? Yay.
little hearts. Good, quick basics that can help further communication. Someone said very.
And I like whoever started doing the hearts. Thanks. So yeah, feel free to add an emoji to endorse anyone else's post it. And if you want to just give up and say, Claudia, you do it for me, just write your comment in the chat and I will stick it in.
I see someone wrote in, I like info, especially reminders about exploring safely, but still supervising. That's a great point. Very helpful, especially for teen families. Cool.
I just have a quick question. Is there a way this could be made into a magnet?
Oh, that's a cool idea.
That'd be
Yeah,
neat.
I think that goes beyond the OCFS budget.
I know. I just
But
think
there,
about all the the magnets. We did a magnet for like choking and safety because it's right in the kitchen where they can reference it and the poison control. And I will tell you that gets used more and referenced more. Like they know where that is. The piece of paper tends to just go away, or the kid, the older sibling uses it to doodle on, and it just becomes a thing. So I was just thinking, this is awesome, but that would be so cool.
yeah, that's awesome. That's an awesome thought. We'll write it in here so we at least investigate, because I know you can put all of this stuff on magnets. You could put a full infographic on a magnet, but like, how much would that be? Thank you.
maybe you could laminate in-house and put the little stickers on like a couple years, well, not a couple years ago, a long time ago, there were these dry erase boards that had these little magnets on the back, and I don't know. I think
Holly,
they
I
came
was
from
right
Healthy
alongside you.
Families.
I was like, if we can make it small enough to, we could print them in-house and laminate them. They sell those magnet strips for really cheap off of Amazon. So I was right along the side of you, and I was thinking about other ways.
That's why I like bringing this here because all of this feedback is so great. Like, yes.
Yeah. And I see lots of few suggestions under other information that needs to be added. Hot drinks and cigarettes, other cautions. Should there be a comment to describe holding babies in a baby carrier front facing versus facing mom? It's a good question. This is a great, I want to add my own little emoji here. Change may try to grab to it is normal for them too. That's a great adjustment.
April, can you talk a little bit more about your comments? Are you talking about ensuring that once they are mobile, ensuring proper safety to make sure they won't fall strapped in, not stepping away from
Yeah,
a stroller?
like in the stroller or,
Okay.
if they're putting them on like the changing table, um, or, sitting on a couch with a baby and setting them next to you.
Yeah,
I've seen lots of parents walk away and
definitely.
then they're,
Uh,
you know,
For the comment around burping, how to hold the baby to burp at the newborn stage, are you thinking moving that into this newborn stage versus being in the infant stage? Because that's where you find parents need more support.
Yeah, that's when they're the most nervous about it. So I would think newborn would make more sense.
That's a great That's a great comment. Thank you. Clarify burping positions. Cool.
Someone put in the orange section a quote, "Never shake baby." Can you clarify that?
Maybe just mentioning it in somewhere
Oh,
in
adding
a
it?
sentence. Yeah, adding it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna switch it to purple.
Yeah, that's why I
I
put
thought
like
we had a typo or something.
I put it like in quotes, like
Yeah, there you go. Oh, that printing comment is really good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, that is really just not just for this sheet, but for all sheets.
Oh, have any comments lost anywhere? Okay.
Okay, so an alternative title I see. Any suggestions?
Maybe just safety tips.
They're all safety tips, so I think we have to come up with a topic.
But
Moving
something
and
we can
moving.
consider.
That's cute.
That is cute. Yeah, who I like the suggestion around referencing some of the other safety sheets we have. I was thinking I think we have a shaken baby syndrome sheet. Maybe that would be something that's good to reference here. A disclaimer about consulting with doctor. Is that around sort of like baby development and like mobility development?
yes, I added that.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Yeah.
Can I chime in on that? I think it makes sense to have that kind of disclaimer on all our sheets. Like here, these are some suggestions that were taken from these sources that are listed below. So we tried our best to use as reputable source as possible when we pull this information. But as usual, it's always best to have these conversations with your doctor. That kind of claim? Yeah.
Yes.
Good idea.
Basically, exactly what I was trying to say, but you put it
Yeah.
into words.
Yeah. Um, it's looking like comments are starting to slow down a bit. I'm just wondering, okay, title. Let's see. That- Right. Last orange post-its are title suggestions. So I'm wondering if folks can vote. And the best way to vote is if I knew how people were doing the little count hearts. How are you doing that? Because that's
If you click on the sticky, you'll get like sort of the ribbon pops up, and then there's an add emoji in there, and you can click
okay.
and it
So
adds it
got it.
directly as
Okay.
sort of like a comment.
Okay. So if you can use an emoji to vote for your favorite one.
Claudia, I think there was also Olivia put in the chat something about physical environmental safety or physical space safety.
Oh, got it.
Building
Okay.
space safety tips.
So
She
hold
put a
up.
couple ideas too. Sorry.
So wait, those are all horrible names. I was just throwing things out there as we went, and somebody else put in way better suggestions.
No, they're great.
So what do you want us to do, Olivia? Do you want me to?
You can, no, I like everybody else's better. You can keep mine out of it. I'm all right with that.
Okay. I appreciate your humility.
Oh, always. I know when I should step down.
All right. I see a lot of people are hanging around those bottom orange post-its. They're pondering, they're wondering, oh, this is a big choice, this is a big decision. And this is me totally obfuscating the decision to y'all because I don't want to be responsible. I want to be able to say people voted. This was a vote. It's looking like Comfort Connection and Safe Holding is the lead. All right, folks. Going once, going twice. Sold. Comfort, connection, and safe holding seems to be the winner.
Cool.
Does anyone object? Forever hold your peace. Sounds awesome. Thank you all.
All right. Any last lingering thoughts, comments on this sheet? And then we're going to move on to our next sheet. Though, if anything pops into your head when we're on to the next sheet, you all are able to navigate back to this page on your own screen, so you can add things in that will be, collected when we go back and pull this out of Zoom. If anything comes up for you. Our next sheet is focused on medical advocacy. Take a couple seconds to review. I'm thinking now of our comment around colored backgrounds and thinking about how to make these more printer friendly. Yeah.
Wondering if we do the same kind of concept, have the dash line separating each rectangle, but keep that soft lavender color.
Yeah. I mean, we could always have the boxes outlined, but
yeah, that's
with
true.
Like a white background.
Mhm.
And folks can feel free to start adding your stickies and your comments whenever you're ready.
Maggie,
Yeah.
okay, I'm so sorry. I was a little bit late, so are you trying to show the sheet or, because all I see,
Are
are we,
you?
are we reviewing the medical sheet? That's what we're doing. I just can't see the medical sheet.
Yes. Yeah, we're reviewing the medical advocacy sheet using
Mm-hmm.
the whiteboard. Are you able to
Mm-hmm.
see the whiteboard?
Yes, that's what I have the view of the whiteboard.
Okay. But you're not seeing the medical advocacy sheet on there.
Yeah.
If you go to
Okay.
the top left, you'll
Okay.
see a little icon that says 3, and you click on it, and you can go between intro, holding baby, and medical advocacy. You can click on medical advocacy, and that'll bring up the medical advocacy whiteboard.
Okay, give me one second. So go all the way
Up to the top
the
left where
left.
it says Margaret Fiacci, May
Yeah, I
14th.
see it. Uh-huh.
And you see where it says 3 or 2?
The three lines. I
No,
see
but to,
one.
to the left of the 3
You're on
lines.
one. Click
There,
that.
Click on
Yeah,
the 1 and then
okay, the
click on
one.
medical advocacy.
Oh,
Okay,
I got it.
good.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. And if you click on
Thank
holding
you,
baby, you
Miley.
can see, if you click
Oh,
on holding baby, you can see the white holding baby whiteboard that we just discussed too. And also,
oh.
Tatiana, this meeting is
Mm-hmm.
being recorded, so you can always listen to it later. I'll be sending out a link in the notes and everything next week to the whole list.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, thanks for picking up the type. It's totally on purpose. All right. Whoa. Whoa, what happened?
Um,
Something weird happened. Oh, Ruth is present. I think there you go. Thank you, Ruth. You made yourself a presenter for a second, I think. Let me see what this says. I think this is a clear change. Takes it off the parent without being fun. That's too. Lighter background. Is the same. I think still different color brighter. Also moving animation page. Oh, I see. Yeah, those weird black squared numbers. Yeah. Spelling grammar in first paragraph, typo under number 1 for spelling. It says to write down questions in your notebook twice, so get rid of redundancies. There are several typos in the first section where spaces are missing between words. Thank you. Just an FYI for folks, which is the bane of my existence, but the Public Information Office stresses to use kind of like OCFS branding. So that's why we end up with these colors. And part of the reason too is for accessibility for folks. So there are certain colors that are difficult to use because it's harder for folks to visualize, to read. So I think, unfortunately, our color palette is pretty limited. Ooh, April, that's a good suggestion. So adding or requesting a summary at the end of the visit, yeah. And signing up for care portal if it is offered by the doctor. Oh my God. I laugh because I usually get my lab results before the doctor has a chance to go over them with me. And I'm always like, excuse me, what does this mean? What does that mean? So cutting down the words, I appreciate it, folks. Yeah, we'll do a really nice copy edit, a very thorough copy edit of this. I appreciate the fact y'all are calling us out. It's good of Peter. And we'll try our best to convey the message in fewer words so it doesn't look so wordy.
Mm, that's a great comment. Defining, advocating.
I'm sorry, I have a question. Who's seeing
Yeah.
the sheet? Is it the staff or is it the family? I believe is it the families that's going to get this sheet?
Yeah, this is for
Yes.
the families.
Mm,
So to fulfill the best practice standard that requires you have safety conversations with families.
mhm.
Yeah, that's kind of why we decided to start developing these tip sheets.
Okay,
So at least there was a little bit of structure to some of the conversations, because generally speaking, folks were feeling like, okay, when do we talk about what and how do we talk about it? So
okay,
provides somewhat of a guidance, but also choice, right? Because there are so many potential topics to talk about.
okay. So I have another question then. What grade level is this written on? Because I'm
We
thinking for the families, it should be on at least on a probably like a grade 6 level, so it's accessible for all families, and if possible, more pictures for the visual
Yeah,
learners.
Kara, I think that's a really great point. We try very hard to keep the reading level as close to like a fifth, sixth, sometimes seventh grade level while retaining like Claudia said, a lot of this information comes from sort of um, like government resources, health resources. So maintaining the meat of what the messaging is while keeping the reading level as close to that fifth, sixth, seventh grade as possible.
Okay,
Um, yeah, but that's a great point and something we really try to keep. We use a readability tool to run the text through when we're developing these.
okay.
All right, folks, it seems like our stickies have slowed down a bit. Um, we really appreciate everybody's thoughts and comments and feedback on these. And obviously, if anything else comes up, feel free to reach out to Claudia or I. I can pop our emails in the chat if you have additional thoughts, feedback, or changes you'd like to see to these two sheets. We're going to be taking a look, using all of this to make changes so that we can um, make these as useful to you and the folks at the program and to families that see them. I'm gonna stop sharing the whiteboard because the last piece, or maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll add, maybe we'll keep doing it in whiteboard. Um, And we'll move on to page 4. If folks, the last piece we wanted to do today was take, a few minutes at the end of the meeting here to think about or ask for your suggestions on future safety sheet topics. So other topics related to safety that come up when you're working with families that it would feel helpful to have one of these sheets for. So if do folks wanna keep using the whiteboard, you can also just call out suggestions and we can take them down in the notes.
Yeah, you have a bunch of options, calling it out, typing it in the chat, or putting a sticky note somewhere. It just hold on. Sorry, I got a little distracted with everything that's happening on the whiteboard. Just if you wanted to do it on the whiteboard, maybe go to the intro and put your suggestions for new topics in there. Is that what you said, Maggie, or did I just make that now?
There is I guess I'm
You
not,
just add one? Oh, you added a page 4. Okay.
yeah, page 4, we'll do suggestions.
Okay, got it. Sorry about that.
I'm never
So
sure what y'all are seeing.
yeah, click on the little boxes that are numbered right next to Margaret Fiacchi, and then you see a little cloud with maybe a check mark, and then you see little rectangles that are either 1, 2, 3, or 4. Click on that and navigate to 4, and that's where you can put your suggestions. Again, we're having a conversation about safety topics right now. So that is kind of where all of this started. Let's talk about safety. However, over the years, a couple other topics have come up that aren't safety related. So for example, totally going to call you out, Kara. Kara asked for updated father findings. So we're working on an infographic on that. So if there are other topics that could be of interest, don't necessarily fall under the safety sheet part, but it seems like we're kind of taking on the responsibility of really summarizing a lot of useful information into something that could be provided to families, then feel free to also put that in there.
You see a couple for bathing and tub time. I think that's a great suggestion. And then I see sun safety and pool or water safety. We do have sheets for that, and I am going to pop the link to them. They're on the HFNY network website, but I'm also going to pop the link to those sheets here so folks can have them if they want them.
Claudia and Maggie, there's a question in the chat. Will these and other safety sheets be available in other languages?
I was totally answering the question and forgot. I realized I was on mute.
Oh.
So I'm like, blah, blah, blah. Stacy, yes, that's the hope. We're in conversations with our public information office to get some of these translated. It's a little tricky. Uh, and so we will, it's been in the works for a couple of years now. So as soon as they're available, we will definitely let you know, but we're trying our very best. So thank you. Oh, I like that. Gassy foods. I mean, I'm wondering just general breastfeeding safety.
Something that we've started doing, well, I just started like very recently. I had a couple days where were like national, like um, water safety day or national heat stroke prevention day. And what I did was I put it in our team's calendar that that was the day. And then in the comments, like where you can, um, share, like if we were sharing an appointment for a meeting, we would upload like the minutes or whatever. And I uploaded the safety sheets that go with that topic. So then the home visitors can just grab that, not have to go look for it. And then they can prep for their visits and plan on discussing whatever a certain national safety topic was that week. I don't know if anybody else has come up with a way to do that so that we are making sure all the families get the same information for that week or um, an easier way to do that. But
Great, Holly. I love that you're using the sheets and hopefully finding them useful. Screen time recommend. All right. Our stickies have slowed down a bit. Lots of great ideas, y'all. And if you see ideas you think are really great, go in and leave a little heart because it'll help us maybe decide which ones to pursue for, the next sheets.
The other thing I was thinking is as you or your staff use the safety sheets, especially the ones that have already been shared, if there are any issues or changes that you can think about, please let us know because clearly we want to try our best to keep the information as up to date as possible. So if you see anything that kind of conflicts with what your understanding is, or something that you feel needs to be revamped, we'd love to hear your advice.
Yes, and Ashley, thank you for popping that link in there. Um, the to where the different safety sheets that are already out can be found. All right. Well, thank you all so much for all of your feedback today and ideas. We really appreciate it, and it makes these sheets so much better and more useful. So thank you all for letting us come and use your time today and get your expertise.
And I'd also just, on behalf of the curriculum community practice, I'd like to thank you all for coming and offering your feedback, and also to ask if anyone would like to present or has ideas for future presentations. Please let me know. I'll drop my email in the chat here. And I'll also be sending out a link to the recording and the notes from this meeting next week. So, you can also, as Maggie and Claudia said earlier, you can get back to them if you have other suggestions that come up later. You can send them an email, and when I send the email out next week, I'll put their emails addresses in that email, so it'll be easy for everybody to find.
The other thing, the other potential suggestion too, it's up to y'all, especially if you're a supervisor or program manager, or you're in charge of bringing a topic to, team meeting, maybe going through this list as a team and saying, what would we like to see? What are our families talking about? Or what are some stuck points for me in conversations around this safety topic? And then, getting your whole team's kind of feedback back to us would be fantastic too. Any closing thoughts from anyone? Any questions from anyone before we end?
I just want to say I do enjoy using the sticky note feature.
Us too.
It lets us talk over each other.
Yeah.
Talk over each other. Well, thank you very much. And be on the lookout. We'll let you know when we finalize them. And the hope is to try to do, I know that you meet on a quarterly basis, right, Miley?
Yeah, but we often take a bit of a break during the summer because people are away.
Yeah. So
And
the hope at some point will be to, I know this is the second year that we're doing this. So, maybe having it on a yearly basis, a bit of a check-in.
absolutely, yeah. I was gonna talk to you about when you would like to present again.
Mhm.
You're always welcome.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, well, thank you all very much. I love the whiteboard feature and the sticky notes, Claudia and Maggie. That's great. So thank you all so much for all your participation and for coming. Please let me know if you have suggestions for future meeting topics or you'd like to present. Okay, have a great rest of your day and a good weekend. It's supposed to be nice weather
Bye,
this weekend.
guys.
Thank you,
Bye.
Miley.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Maggie.
Bye.
Thank you,
Thank you. Take
Ashley.
Thank
care,
you
everyone.
all.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks, Miley. How you doing?
Thank you. Good. Thank
Yeah.
you.
All right.